Mrs. Hill here. This is a video narrating the assignment for Thursday, April 30th, 2020. I am going to go through and narrate the whole assignment. It is not necessary for you to type anything. Actually, you can't type anything in the Google slide. If you remember, I said on my previous videos that I forgot to make a copy for every student before it got assigned to you. So I can't go back and change that once the assignment goes out to you, but I will make sure that I upload everything before it gets assigned to you for next week. Okay. So today, you're actually not going to need paper or anything during the lesson. Unless you want to do what I'm going to do also, you will have the opportunity when the video is over to go ahead and complete the assignment. Okay, so if you want to do what I'm doing, you can go ahead and get a piece of paper and you can do this part with me, but again, it's not necessary. Okay. This week you've had a chance to look at the science videos because we did work on an anchor chart over here that you see, fact and opinion, for our science lessons. And you might think, well, what does fact and opinion have to do with science, Well, when scientists, and I mentioned this in my science videos, that when scientists read or when they research, they're looking for facts, things that can be proven, right? They leave out their feelings, they leave out their opinions about things. And I believe in your science lesson this week, you were supposed to listen to a read aloud and write down 2 facts about chameleons and then write down an opinion about chameleons. So you're kind of being a little a scientist yourself and researching about chameleons in your science this week. So hopefully you had a chance to do that. If you haven't yet, check it out. But we are going to use this anchor chart to help us with our reading lesson today too. So it kind of all ties together. Okay. So let me go into my slides here. So if you want to follow along, if you want to go in and look at this yourself, feel free. It's activity 4, writing. It's not necessary though. You're not going to have to type anything into the slides this time. So first, you see the picture of the anchor chart here that I had behind me on my screen. So remember the difference between a fact and an opinion. A fact is a statement that can be proven to be true. So if I say dogs need water and food to live, that is a fact. They need those things to survive or they won't survive, right? And then also an apple is a fruit is another example that we did during our science video. An opinion is how you feel about something. So cats are the best pets. Well, I may think cats are the best pets, but maybe you like dogs better or rabbits. And an apple is the best fruit. Well, maybe you like apples, but maybe I prefer bananas or strawberries or blueberries. So these are our feelings, how we feel about something. And these facts can actually be proven to be true. So we're going to watch a video that we've seen before in previous weeks about opinion writing. So.
Opinion Writing for Kids. Episode 1. What is opinion writing? Your opinion is what you think or how you feel about something. People can have different opinions. Some people love pizza and some people hate pizza. That's their opinion. We can share our opinions with others by writing about them. When someone is talking or writing about their opinion, there are certain words you might hear. Opinions may start with I like, or I believe, or I think, or you may hear other opinion words like the best or my favorite. So let's see if you can find the opinion. I love dogs because they are so cute. Or dogs have fur and tails. Which one is an opinion? Did you say this one? If so, you're right. It tells someone's feelings about dogs, not just facts.
And I want you to notice something here because we're going to be doing this today. Notice that the opinion statement has because in it. So usually when you state your opinion, you have a reason why you feel that way. You don't need that in a fact because it's a fact. Dogs do have fur and tails, right? They just do. It's a fact. But when you write an opinion, you're going to say why you feel that way. So keep that in mind because we're going to do that today.
If you're ready to start brainstorming your own opinions, check out Episode 2, Choosing an Opinion Writing Topic.
So think about your opinion here, all right? When do you think it was better to be a farmer? So think back to the story that we read this week, Farming Then and Now, and think about some of the things that the farmers had to do then, and think about the way they do things now. And which do you think you would prefer to be a farmer in that time or in our time now? I have a couple of opinions here from students in my class as to whether they would rather be a farmer then or now, and then also which job they prefer to do on the farm. So one of my students, Gianna, she said that she'd rather be a farmer back then. She wasn't sure why yet. So hopefully, Gianna, you had a chance to think about that this week. But she knew she wanted to be a farmer back then. And then Kasaira said that because I put a post up on the dojo and on the classroom, respond and let me know what's your favorite part of the book. So Kasaira responded saying that it was the part about feeding the animals because that is something that she would like to do. So both Kasaira and Gianna gave me different opinions about their opinions about how they felt about things. So I'm going to share my opinion with you right now as to whether I would want to be a farmer long ago or today. Okay. Now, I have my paper here beside me. I actually just folded up the paper that we did yesterday from the Venn diagram because I'm trying to save paper. You do not need to do this with me, remember. You are going to write about your opinion, a different opinion, okay? So what I'm doing right now is just a model for you how I would write my opinion sentence. So you can see here that you have a word bank. So long ago, these are some words that you may use to write about your opinion long ago. You don't have to. And then same for today. Here's some words that you might use, okay? So my question is for me, what I'm modeling for you, when do you think it was better to be a farmer? Now, I know it doesn't say why, but you want to tell why, all right? So before I even start writing, I need to think first, all right? So in my opinion, I think that it's better to be a farmer now because I feel like a lot of the machines that we have make farming easier, all right, and make the chores that have to be done a lot faster. So I'm going to look at my word bank over here for today since this is what I'm choosing. I'd rather be a farmer today, right? So let's see some words I have. I have tractors, machines, easier, clippers, faster, fun, wheat, milk, and crops. So I remember when I was talking about my opinion that I did say something about machines, so I might want to use that word in my sentence. I think I said easier and I think I said faster too, right? So the first thing I want to do in my sentence is state my opinion, right? I would rather be a farmer today. So I'm going to start with that. Okay? I'm not writing in blue because you do not have to do this. It's a little bigger here. So I start by stating my opinion, right? So I would rather be a farmer today. And then I'm not going to put a period because remember that I told you that when we watched that opinion video about facts and opinions, or about opinion writing, I'm sorry, that you need to say why you feel a certain way. So since I'm stating my opinion here and not a fact, I'm going to follow this with because, and then I'm going to write my reason. So I'm going to write because. Okay. Now I'm going to stop here for a minute for those of you that are keeping up with me on our word wall. Now, my sight word anchor charts are in another room right now, starting to run out of space, had to relocate. So I'm going to write down a couple of words. If they're already on your wall, then don't write them again. right? You can maybe put a check mark next to them, but if they're not on your wall, go ahead and add them. So the first word I'm going to add is wood, right? So I'm going to add a few words that rhyme with wood and are spelled very similarly. So here's wood. So I have W-O-U-L-D. Okay? That's the first word that you would want to add to your sight word wall. And I don't think we already have that one. A word that rhymes with wood and is spelled similar is could, right? But could starts with A-C. So it's C-O-U-L-D. So could, would. And the next one is should. So S-H is the digraph that makes that sound. So I have S-H-O-U-L-D. All right? So we have could, would, should. Go ahead and add those to your sight word wall if they're not already there. The last word I'm going to add is because. I think we already have because on our sight word wall if you were following along with me a few weeks ago, because I think I remember doing our chant that we did in class. We would say B-E-C-A-U-S-E. So we made like a little cheer to help us remember how to spell because. So B-E-C-A-U-S-E. All right, so add that if you don't already have that. Because. So, and then from our lessons earlier this week, we added now and then, right? Because we saw those a lot in farming, then and now. So I stated my opinion. I would rather be a farmer today because. Now this is where I'm going to get my thoughts in my head first, and then I'm going to go back and use that word bank if I need to. I would rather be a farmer today because because we have machines to make things easier and faster, right? So let me say it again. Because we have machines to make things easier and faster. Okay. Because we, sight word, have is a sight word. Machines is a fancy word. So if you were doing that fancy word wall with me, you could add machines to your fancy word wall. So I'm going to go back here, and here I see the word machines. So have machines. Okay. To make things easier and faster. To is a sight word. Make is a sight word. Things. So I have, and then I have that ing. We talked a little bit about the ing ending. So if we have the word play and we add ing, we then have playing. Okay. If we have walk and we add ing, we have walking. So that makes that ing sound. So things. Since I hear an s at the end, I want to add that s since I hear s. Things. So let's see. We have machines to make things easier and faster. I'm going to use the word bank. So easier. I'm not sure I'm going to have enough space to write the whole word here, so I'm going to come down to the next line. Easier and faster. Period at the end of my sentence. Okay? I'm going to go back and reread. So, I would rather be a farmer today because we have machines to make things easier and faster. I stated my opinion and I also gave a reason why. Okay? Now, I'm going to go through those of you that are keeping up with your word wall, and I'm going to circle all of the sight words so that if you want to add them, I can make the screen, I'll make my screen bigger here for you so that you can add them to your word wall. Okay, so we have wood. You should already have on there. If you don't, though, add it. Because we have to make and. Okay, and then I would also add up here could and should. Would and because are down here. All right. And then if you didn't do now and then yet, then and now, go ahead and add those. So take a minute if you need to, if you want to pause it here, so you can take a minute to catch your word wall up and make sure it's caught up with mine. So take a minute to do that if you need to. So now let's look back at what your task is for today. So it says, what do you think is the best job on the farm? So we are going to listen to the story one more time. I'm going to go back to the teacher who is reading aloud to her class. And as we read through, I want you to think about what you think the best job on the farm would be. And then after that, this is where you're going to grab your own piece of paper. You're going to draw a picture that illustrates your opinion. That is optional. I'd love to see a picture, but I definitely want to see a sentence, okay? So write a sentence that tells about your opinion. You can start your sentence like mine, I would rather, okay? Or I would want to do this on the farm. Or you can start it like I have here as an example for you. I think the best job on the farm is, okay? And then you're going to have someone take a picture and upload it to the Google Classroom to get credit for the assignment. And at the end, I will have a how-to video of how to upload your picture for you. All right, so let's listen to the read aloud again. And as we're reading, think about what you would want to do on the farm. If you were a farmer, what job do you think would be the best job to do?
All right, boys and girls, today we're going to read Farming Then and Now. It was written by Charles R. Smith Jr., and this book tells us all about what farming was like 100 years ago and what it's like now. At the end of the story, I'm going to ask you if you would rather be a farmer now or back then, okay? So let's listen to Farming Then and Now. Here's our title page. Our title page tells us the title, shows us a picture from the story, and tells us who the author and the illustrator are. This is the table of contents. Now, boys and girls, this is a nonfiction story. A table of contents tells us what each section in the story is about. A nonfiction book is a book that we don't necessarily have to read from the beginning, middle, end. We can skip to the different sections. The sections in this book are time to wake up, time to milk the cows, time to feed the animals, time to harvest, time to shear the sheep, then or now, and there's a glossary in this book. I love glossaries.
And first is the cows.
Well, let's see, okay? It says time to wake up. A day on the farm starts when the sun rises. There are lots of chores to be done on the farm. The first chore of the day is to milk the cows. Did you know that most of the time farmers get up at daybreak and work until the sun goes down? That can be 12 hours. That is a long day, isn't it, boys and girls?
Yeah.
Things on the farm weren't always like they are now. I'll show you. Let's take Great Grampy's secret pocket watch and travel back through time. Let's go! And this word says poof. Do you think this is fiction or nonfiction?
Fiction.
Yeah, that's kind of silly, made up, isn't it?
Yep.
100 years ago, most milking was done by hand, one cow at a time. This clock right here says then. Did you know a cow makes about 44 pints of milk a day?
That one's now.
Yeah, this one says now. Good observation. Today, we use machines to milk cows. This makes it much faster. Milking a cow is a lot easier now. Boys and girls, do you remember the other day we watched a video about how these milk machines work? It's pretty neat,
They
right?
go round and round and round.
It's much easier now, don't you think? The next section is time to feed the animals. 100 years ago, animals ate cut-up turnips, potatoes, beets, and other root vegetables in the winter after the hay was gone. Did you know alfalfa is one of the most nutritious crops that animals eat? It also is the oldest known plant used for animals to eat. Huh. This says now. Today, animals such as cows and sheep eat silage in the winter. This is a type of food made from grass crops, like corn. To make silage, you need to harvest the crops. Let's see how this has changed over time. I like that the boy and the girl in this story help us with what's happening next. They give us a clue, don't they, boys and girls?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like the narrator. Time to harvest. 100 years ago, it took 24 workers using a scythe and a sickle a whole day to cut 5 acres of barley or wheat. Boys and girls in the back, eyes up here. Thank you. That's bigger than 3 football fields put together. This is a scythe and this is a sickle. And this guy's saying that's a lot of work back then. Now, this is a picture of a combine, boys and girls. Today, a combine harvester can cut 20 acres of wheat in 1 hour. This says then, this says now. Did you know in the past, people often celebrated the end of harvest with music, parades, and a large feast? Remember, we talked about how they must feel thankful that the harvest is over because back then, it was so much work, wasn't it? Time to shear the sheep. In the spring, we shear the sheep to keep them cool. 100 years ago, it took 2 people to shear a sheep. One would spin the wheel to drive the clippers, and the other one would shear the sheep. What do you think this says? Then. That's right. And look at this picture. Today, one person can shear a sheep using electric clippers like the ones you use for a haircut. What does this say? This one says now. Did you know the world record for one person shearing a sheep is 866 sheep in 9 hours? Wow, that's around 96 sheep per hour. Wow, that's 1.5 sheep per minute. That's a lot, boys and girls. Then or now, life in a farm was hard before there were machines. I'm glad I live on a farm now. Not me. I think it would have been fun. There were more people working on the farm back then to talk to. Some things on the farm never change, such as getting up at daybreak and working until the sun goes down. Look, boys and girls, this is a combine, and it has headlights on it because it's working at night. That's pretty cool, huh? Here's the glossary I was telling you about. These bold words right here are the fancy words in this story. This says alfalfa, crops, nutritious, scythe, shear, sickle, and silage, boys and girls. And it tells us what those words mean. We'll go back and look at this again later. Now, I want you to raise your hand, boys and girls. Thumbs up if you think you would rather be a farmer back then. You think so? Now, okay, hands down. Thumbs up if you want to be a farmer now. I think that's the kind of farmer I would rather be too.
I would be back then.
Would you be back then? Why?
I guess I was after
Well, you know what? You're a very hard worker, so I bet you would be a good farmer back then. Good job, boys and girls. Thank you.
I would do it back.
Okay. Some of the jobs from the book. And then also you can look along with me, and when we're done with the video, if you need to go back and reference, this is activity 4, and it's slide 6. So these are your different jobs on the farm that you have the choice of. So the first one is planting the crops, driving the tractor, feeding the animals, milking the cow, cutting the sheep's wool, or cutting the wheat. I do suggest you bringing up the text to help you with spelling if you need. Also, ask people at home to help you with spelling if you need. Try to sound things out. When you ask me how to spell something in class, I say either use the word wall or sound it out, right? So try to sound your words out first. I won't be upset if I see your writing and your words aren't all spelled correctly. It'll show me that, you tried sounding them out, so that's okay. So decide what you think your opinion is, the best job on the farm. Again, this is slide 6 in the activity 4. And slide 5 is the slide that shows you your directions. So remember, if you want to draw a picture, fine. You don't have to, but I do want to see your sentence of what you think the best job on the farm is. Here's a sentence starter if you'd like to use it. And then have someone take a picture and upload to the Google Classroom to get your credit for this assignment. So slides 5 and 6 are where you want to go for this. If you want to access the text again, it is in our classroom. It's in 2 different places. Just for Fun Read Aloud, I put all of it there. So there's the read aloud you just heard from the teacher, her reading it to you. There's one of me reading it to you where you can just see the pages. And then there's also the text with no one reading it to you. And you can just access it as you need for spelling. Don't forget to use that table of contents. So when you're in here, let's say you think that the best job on the farm is feeding the animals. Well, you don't have to read the whole book, right? Use the table of contents. Oh, time to feed the animals, page 8. Maybe I can find some words on page 8 that will help me. So here we have time to feed the animals. So you have page 8 and page 9. So maybe there's some words on this page that I can use in my writing. Okay, so use that as you need. So it's there in the Just for Fun Read Alouds, and then it's also where you'll find the slides in Shared Reading, Phonics, and Writing. So you have your Farming Then and Now. Okay, and here it is. This is no one reading to you. It's just the text. This is Mrs. Hill reading to you, and this is the teacher that you just saw reading to you. So you have 3 different options to view the text, okay? All right, and the next part of the video will show you how to upload photos when you're finished with your work. I've completed our lesson for today. I am going to show you once again how to upload a photo to your work. So I am in Mrs. Chapman's classroom. I am like a student in her classroom, so I can see things the way you see things for me. For my classroom. So I'm going to, if this is my classroom, I'm going to go to classwork and I'm going to choose the assignment that I wish to upload my work to. So I'm going to go here. I will view the assignment. You're going to see this box over here. All right, this is where you're going to put your work. If you comment here, these are class comments. So these are comments the entire class will see, anyone who's invited to the classroom. And these are comments, private comments. So if you just have a comment for me, a question for me about your work or something you need to tell me, that goes in this box here. If you need to add a photo of today's work, you're going to click on Add or Create, go to File, and you can upload the photo from your desktop. That will require you to, if you took the picture on your phone, email the picture to yourself first. You will have to open your email and download the photo to your desktop if you're going to upload it. See, it says select files from your device, okay? So that's what I am going to do. So let's see, I'll go to my emojis and let's do the thumbs up emoji. I will open that. And then I will click upload. And you see that it's loading right now. It's uploading to my work. Okay. And I don't have to do anything else unless I'm done for the week. If you're done with your assignments for the week, because I've grouped them together, all of reading is in one assignment, all of math, all of social studies or science, to make it a little easier for you so you don't have to hit turn in every day. Or you don't have to remember, to go in and do that. So this will stay here. So if I go back to my classroom, let's say I'm doing some work in here, and then I come back and I need to add more to my assignment. If I go back in and I view my assignment, there it is. I should see my picture. I can also add another picture if I need to. So I can add or create again. And then at the end of the week, before my assignment is due, I'm going to hit turn in. If you accidentally uploaded something that you didn't want to upload, just hit the X and it's gone. Okay. So that is how you upload your photos to your assignments. Thank you.